Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's what if is something a little special since I am collabing with Joku Tube What If. I suggest you check out part 1 on his channel, link in the description below. Then you can come back and watch part 2 on my channel, so everything would make sense, of course. If you haven't already, why not subscribe? It's free and you can always unsubscribe later. And also go subscribe to Joku. He is very underrated and he has a lot of potential in his what ifs. Also, I have a Discord where you can talk to me, grind for rolls, chill, and just talk about Dragon Ball or anime. With all of that out of the way, let's begin. What if the good Saiyans won the Civil War? Start this what if with Bardock dashing towards King Vegeta's palace. Of course, the guards try to stop Bardock from meeting the king, but Bardock was able to easily knock them out. King Vegeta is wondering what is Bardock doing, and why is he making such a commotion. Of course, Bardock would explain to King Vegeta that Frieza might be trying to destroy the planet. Of course, King Vegeta would at first think that this is nonsense, but Bardock starts to tell him more and more about the myth of the Super Saiyan God. King Vegeta starts to think more. It is weird that Frieza is calling for all the Saiyans to come to the planet, so he'll decide to help Bardock. So then both Bardock and King Vegeta starts to recruit allies. This time, some of the good Saiyans would actually join Bardock and King Vegeta, since most of the Saiyans doesn't like what Frieza is making them do to other planets. But some Saiyans that were loyal to Frieza decide not to help, and just think that they was just talking nonsense. Eventually, the Saiyans would go confront Frieza. As soon as they made it into space, Frieza's army starts to attack the Saiyans, and also Tuffos. But there wasn't a lot of Tuffo fighters. Before we get into the Saiyans fight, let's talk about power levels. Thanks to the Tuffos and their smart technology, they was able to make the gravity chambers for the Saiyans to train in. Of course, a lot of Saiyans think that they were strong enough, while other Saiyans decided to just train in the chambers. So in their base form, the weakest Saiyans' power levels was around 20,000. And for the stronger Saiyans, their power levels was around 25,000. And with Super Saiyan, the weakest power level was 1 million, and the strongest power level was 1,250,000. So the fight began, and the Saiyans was having an easy time with Frieza's army. The Saiyans didn't really need Super Saiyan for Frieza's men. Eventually, Bardock would call out for Frieza's name, telling him to come out. Frieza would of course show himself. Frieza would start laughing at the Saiyans. They're trying their best to save their planet. How disgusting. Of course, without any hesitation, the Saiyans went after Frieza. Frieza decides to play along, since he hadn't had fun in a while. So the Saiyans and Frieza would fight, and the Saiyans would have the upper hand since most of the Saiyans have a power level around 1 million. As Frieza's first form has a power level of 2 million, he has been training since he known most of the Saiyans have Super Saiyan and he can't allow them to beat him so easily. Oh, and if you're also wondering, no, Frieza did not train that hard, so he has no kind of golden form or nothing like that. Frieza would eventually notice that his first form was not going to be enough to beat the Saiyans, so he decides to push all of them back and transform into his second form, but it's still the same result. The Saiyans does still have a little bit more of an upper hand. Frieza is of course getting a little angry that they're trying so hard just to protect a puny little planet and themselves. He decides to skip his third form and decides to transform into his final form. And every Saiyan was terrified to feel Frieza's presence. Of course, by now, if a Saiyan did have a scouter, it would blown up by now about how immense Frieza's power is. And let me just tell you right now, Frieza's final form power level is 100 million. Even though some Saiyans are afraid, they do still attack Frieza. But even with Super Saiyan, every single Saiyan gets slaughtered by Frieza. Eventually, Frieza starts to get bored and he charges up a supernova ready to end it all. Once he's finished with that attack, he sends it down to the planet. Every Saiyan that can still fight or still has energy charges up a beam and casts their beams towards Frieza's supernova. But even with all those Saiyans trying to push back the supernova, it doesn't work and the supernova is just too strong. The supernova consumes every single Saiyan and eventually it hit the planet, with the planet being blown up. But before the planet was blown up, there was 2 pods escaping the planet. Of course, Frieza wouldn't notice this since he's enjoying the fireworks of planet Vegeta. Eventually, the 2 pods would head different ways. One of the pods would land on Earth, while the other planet would land somewhere else. Eventually, once this one person comes out the pod, this isn't Goku since he already made it to Earth by now. This person comes out their pod to be showing that this is a Tuffle, and thanks to her people, they was able to help her escape. This is, of course, her name is Raymond. Now, skipping a few years, Goku's adventure would go the same all the way into the 22nd Budokai tournament. Goku's first opponent would be different. For his first round, instead of Pompa fighting Goku, Raymond would be fighting Goku. Now you're probably confused, why did she join a tournament? Well, she heard that some sort of monkey boy was in the 21st tournament and that he also transformed into some sort of ape, and she remembered that as being a Saiyan, and she was really thinking, was there Saiyans on the planet that she was on? There couldn't be, there was no way, so she just had to check it out for herself. When she meets Goku, she's very shocked. That's actually a Saiyan. She can clearly see that's a Saiyan because of his tail. She does introduce herself to Goku and says that she's a Tuffle. Of course, Goku doesn't know what a Tuffle is. Raymond does get a little annoyed, but she does think that Goku is still a kid. And she asks Goku if he's a Saiyan, and Goku doesn't know what that is. Raymond now gets a little annoyed. She's about to ask Goku more questions, but the tournament announcer tells him to begin the match. Raymond honestly forgot about the match, but she decides to fight Goku anyways, since she's interested in his power. Raymond decides to go in for a kick, but Goku was able to easily dodge it. Goku decides to go in for a punch. Of course, Raymond was able to dodge it, but Goku wraps around his tail on Raymond's arm. Raymond was shocked by this, and she gets kicked. Raymond is now interested in Goku and see what else he can do. She needs to be careful with his tail, of course. Both Raymond and Goku attacks each other, with them both dashing at each other, and they start to clash, with each blow being intense. Of course, Raymond is an intelligent fighter. He's of course learning how Goku fights. The battle goes on until Goku is ready to finish it, and he starts to charge up a Kamehameha. Raymond of course sees this coming, but she smiles and she thinks it's time for her to show off her abilities. Of course, Goku sends the Kamehameha towards her, but as soon as the blast got close to her, she was able to reflect it back towards Goku. Goku was shocked to see this, and the Kamehameha he sent to her hits him. Raymond thinks that she won this battle, but what she sees was surprising. She sees Goku, but he looks like a after image. As she wonders where's the real Goku, but she hears a blast and looks right behind her. She thinks that Goku was about to send her a blast, but it's actually the opposite. Goku's coming right towards her. He decided to send the Kamehameha behind him so he could have enough power to send Raymond off the ring. And this worked since Raymond would have been too slow to dodge it. So Goku was able to headbutt her, and Raymond was sent flying off the ring. And of course the winner is Goku. Goku did tell Raymond that he did enjoy the battle and that she was strong. Of course, Raymond is a little annoyed that she lost, but she does say that was a good fight, and Goku does have a lot of power and potential. And the rest of the tournament would go the same. Once the tournament ends, Goku would have invited Raymond out to eat with his friends, since he thinks she deserves it. Of course, Raymond would go since she's interested in Goku and want to talk to him some more. Of course, like normal, Goku would have forgotten his stuff, and Krillin decides to go get his stuff for him. But like normal, Krillin still gets killed by Tambourine. Of course, Goku will start to feel weird. He feels like Krillin's in danger, but he doesn't know how. He immediately starts to run back to where Krillin is supposed to be. Once Goku does get there, Goku looks in horror. He sees Krillin's dead body on the ground. Goku starts to get angry. Why would someone do this? Someone killed his friend. He won't forgive them. Goku's hair starts to change to yellow and black. It's flashing. And his eye starts to also change into a bluish color. Of course, Goku screams out loud. Goku has transformed into a Super Saiyan. Now you're also probably wondering, how did Goku achieve Super Saiyan this early? Well, since the Saiyans already had Super Saiyan, the Saiyans' offsprings would of course have more of their S cells. Or if you don't get that, let's give Goten for example. He only needed to train with Chi-Chi to get Super Saiyan. And he was probably able to easily get Super Saiyan because his father was already a Super Saiyan. Goku is now enraged, and the others just catched up to Goku. Everyone was of course shocked to see Krillin's dead body also. Goku notices that the Dragon Ball is gone, so Goku thinks that this person must have taken the Dragon Balls. So Goku immediately grabs his power pole and tells Bulma for the scouter, and tells Bulma for the radar. Bulma gives Goku the radar, and Goku heads off with his flying Nimbus. Raymond did try telling Goku to wait, but Goku is already off. Master Roshi notices the logo that was on the floor, and Roshi would tell everybody about Demon King Piccolo and his backstory. Now going back to Goku, Goku was able to catch up with Tambourine. Goku is enraged and seeing Tambourine with the Dragon Ball, so he must have attacked Krillin and killed him. Tambourine wonders who this kid is, but Goku immediately attacks Tambourine. Tambourine goes on a defensive, but Goku was too strong for Tambourine, and Goku was easily able to finish off Tambourine with a Kamehameha. But Goku is exhausted from the Super Saiyan form, so he starts to fall and land somewhere, being knocked out. Actually, Goku would have woken back up, and he would be extremely hungry, and the same events would happen, with Goku meeting Yajirobe, and Yajirobe does still eat Saiball, and this time with Tambourine dead, Demon King Piccolo would have went after Goku faster. Eventually Piccolo would meet Goku and they would start fighting, but this fight would probably go the same, but Goku tries thinking about the same rage he had when he went up against Tambourine. So he just thinks of Tambourine killing Krillin, and Goku found out that rage again and transforms into Super Saiyan. Demon King Piccolo is honestly shocked, and they fight again with Goku easily beating Demon King Piccolo. But before Demon King Piccolo dies, he does hatch his egg still. But let's of course say that Goku didn't notice. Goku would eventually finish off Demon King Piccolo, and Goku is exhausted from Super Saiyan once again. Eventually everybody would meet up with each other getting the Dragon Balls, and they would revive everyone that was killed by Demon King Piccolo or his children. So this results into everybody being revived, including Krillin. A few days goes by and life has been pretty normal, and Goku's just training with Raymond. But they get a surprise visitor. This is of course Kame. Goku mistakes him as Demon King Piccolo and attacks, but Kame informs them that he's here for good and trying to tell them something. Kame would tell him that Demon King Piccolo was the evil side of him, and that he's the good side. And when Piccolo died, he should have died alongside with him, but Demon King Piccolo was slick enough to lay another egg. Of course, Goku's shocked. He thought he managed to get rid of Piccolo before he could even lay another egg. Kame would tell Goku if he would like to train on the lookout with him, and Goku decides to accept. Of course, Raymond decides that she also wants to come along too, and Kame allows her, so they both go on a lookout and start to train. And honestly, their training would go the same. So 3 years would pass, and the next tournament will happen, but honestly, that would just go the same. I don't see really Raymond doing anything, since she knows Goku really wants to fight Piccolo Jr. And I doubt Goku will go Super Saiyan, since ever since he's been training with Kame, he knows how to transform. But he doesn't want to kill Piccolo, so I doubt he'll transform. So yeah, the Piccolo Jr. arc will go the same. And that's where I'll be ending this video. If you guys do enjoy, don't forget to hit the like button. The like goal is 20 likes, and if we get to 20 likes, Joku will make part 3. Also, don't forget to go to his channel and watch part 1 and support him. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.